Hey YouTube, what's good? It's Yamakara here again with another tutorial guide playthrough series. This time it's going to be a tropical island death world we're going to be going through with expanded difficulty. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we got our new game here. We're going to start a new game. We're going to go free play. We're going to look over at basic settings here first. So default and death world, nothing changes on the resource tab. Then you go back to terrain. Nothing also changes on this tab. It stays the same. Then you go to enemy. Default has frequency down to 100, 100, starting area size 100. Death World changes that to 200, 200, and 75%. But it changes the expansion, the evolution, time factor, and pollution factor. It changes as well. Nothing here changes. This stays the same at 7, 5, 24, 60. Evolution, though, changes from time factor of 40 to 200. And a pollution factor of 9 to 12. And then we go over to advanced tab. This is at 50-50 for absorption and attack cost modifier. And on default is 100%. So we're going to go import our current string that we found. Or seed, I guess. And we look over here. It's we changed the size and richness. It was a bit bigger. This is an island playthrough. So it says island size. We made the size 300%. So it's a pretty big island. Nothing else here we have changed. Enemy bases, though, we have changed to 600% versus the normal death world of 200. Size is also increases 600 versus the normal 200. Starting size is from 75 on a death world to 200%, so that is increased a little bit, but can't win them all. Enemy expansion is changed to maximum expansion distance, so that means the biters can now go 20 as opposed to 7, what is default. Minimum group size is changed to 1, which means when they want to attack you or when they want to expand, they can make an expansion colony with just one biter. They don't need to wait for there to be 5 or 10 or whatever. The maximum group size can go all the way up to 50, so they can attack or they can expand with one biter, and they can go all the way up to 50 if they wanted to. Normal is, I think, 7 and 20 or something. Minimum cooldown, we left the cooldown to 4 minutes, and we changed the maximum cooldown to 30. So we are forcing them at 30 minutes max, they have to send an expansion colony out. Evolution, we doubled time factor to 200 from 200 to 400. Default, this is only 12. Default, this is 40. This is 40 default. Death World is 200. Time factor for us is 400. So we're double what a normal Death World is. And it's 10 times plus. It's actually exactly 10 times what it is on a default. Destroy factor is double. And pollution factor is from 12 to 24. So double there as well. Advanced, I will record replay information for my own personal benefit. Research queue is at always, and the pollution modifier is exactly the same as it would be on a normal Death World. And we'll go look at the preview for a second here, and this is what our map looks like. It looks quite beautiful, if I'm not mistaken. So one of the things we were looking for in this default, in this island, tropical paradise Death World, is we want our resources clumped together, and we need it oil accessible. If we're going to deal with these guys in any way, shape, or form, we need the oil accessible, and we need our resources clumped. And without further ado, I guess we just jump right into her. So here we go. This is what our base will look like soon. Welcome to the Death World. I have a little bit of experience with Death World. I've played out some pretty extreme Death World settings. And yeah, we should just jump right into it and see what happens. So first thing we want to do is get our resources up and running. So Death World plays out a little bit different than a normal playthrough. A normal playthrough, you got to take your time. You just set some stuff up. You kind of make your base beautiful and go from there. You got a lot of space. Death World, you're a little more constrained. Not only are the biters a little more aggressive because there's more of them, you don't have space to build in this. You can't just make a bus line and call your base beautiful. You need to strategically plan things out and space your base out. Our base is pretty much going to be built on this little patch here. I'm looking for stone. It doesn't look like we have any beautiful rocks around that I can grab here. So you can get the deconstruction planner and quickly highlight over and see what resources are hiding under these piles. Normally they're up in these type of areas, these type of biomes, I guess, the almost desert. We just got trees, 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 trees everywhere. No stone. We want that stone and coal. That really boosts your start off. So it's okay to leave that running for a second. It'll go. It's probably almost stopped already. But time is of the essence. There we go. There we go. So yeah, again, it's normally this biome here. Biters are already right there. Pretty close. We'll probably have to defend ourselves in pretty short order, but this is actually worth my time to go out here for. It is actually next to impossible for me to try and push them back right now. Actually, it would be impossible. Doesn't matter how many people you have. You're not killing these colonies anymore. You have the land that you have, and that's it. This is where you build in. Now, for me to secure this whole area is also not really possible. So you kind of pick a little section of base, and that is yours. Keep your base nice and short, tight, push together, and go from there. So here we go. I got this delicious juice next to me. Big juice fan. What type of juice? That's the question. Nobody knows. Leave your guess in the comments. But yeah, so now we got enough furnaces. We got a little bit of that going. We got some coal. We do have some iron in here already, so we can start our base. A bit slow of a start, but there really was no faster start we could do with the resources that we have. It kind of is what it is with that layout like that. We just want to get as many burners as we can up and running. And then we're going to need a fuel line next. Z to drop the resources into the building. We will be going over some basic strategies that you use in a Death World versus a normal playthrough. Because we will have some big biters pretty quickly, we kind of need to expand or tech up very quickly. So it's kind of like almost a speed run when you crank the settings really high. You need to go fast and you need to be somewhat efficient. And you can't build too big. Gonna get one of these on the stone. You don't have time to build beautiful belt lines and make your factory look all, I want to say honky-dory, but I also at the same time don't want to say that. Trees are your friend. Biters generally don't expand into the trees. We did not change the tree settings, so the trees are kind of is what it was. Is what it is, I guess. I'm going to place this over here. So we need that fuel. We do have stone coming in now. Pull those out. Put that there. And we are cruising now. Next is probably got a bit of copper up and running. Stone is a little bit sad on me still. Normally you want to have a bunch of big rocks you can hit to kind of boost your stone collection, but can't win them all. And I pretty vehemently refuse to mine stone by hand. So you might have all the iron in the world you need, but you still need stone to make these stone furnaces to make the burners, so stone is a requirement here. Get the copper going now too. Now you do generally have a little bit of time before the biters do their first attack, like maybe 40 minutes or so. So there's no need to panic. It is possible to lose these playthroughs. Will I lose this playthrough? Who knows? Who really knows? Grab all that. Generally what I would achieve a win in a playthrough, like a Death World, is once you get the flamethrower turrets. It's pretty hard to lose at that point. But our win condition in this playthrough is actually going to be liberating this entire island. So we want to clear out this entire island. That's the goal of this playthrough. So once I have killed every single biter on this island, I have won. That is my goal. So that's a good thing at Factorio 2. Establish what your win condition is going to be. Because in a game like Factorio, you can just build forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's really no limit to your factory. You can play until your PC explodes. That's why we have the FPS counter up there as well. I generally do not enjoy playing after my FPS hits below 30. I'm making a strange face right now with my face. 30 is really my my cutoff point. I find it's too slow for me. Everything feels so sluggish, and yeah. Not sure how far you guys can play to. I know some other people I've seen their playthroughs where they get the FPS down to like 10, 15. I'm not really sure how they do that, but it is a thing. I'm pretty sure I go bonkers. Okay. So we got that going. I'm going to get some underground pipes. We're going to run the water over to our base here. One of the first buildings you need to protect is your steam engine. You do not want to have anything isolated by itself. So in a normal playthrough, sure, you could go build your water pump over there. But in this playthrough, this is not you're on borrowed space here. You are a renter of these lands. So you need to make sure that you can defend whatever you build. Because if you build it and you lose it, especially power, I don't even know what to say. You're just gonna die. You're gonna lose. So I like to pull my power into my base. So I got underground pipes and run the water over here. We can have this as our build area, no problem with that. But I do not want to have my... I do not want to have my power generated over here. It's just too far away from me. It's too hard to defend. And I don't want to have to be running around like that all the time. And we'll take a moment to make this look beautiful. We gotta leave the spaceship here. It's just so nice looking. The devs did such a good job with that graphic. It was such a surprise too. I didn't think they were gonna add that in for a 1.0 release. So gotta keep it. You gotta keep it. This can go here. So we got our first steam turbine. We're gonna build a lab as well. I'm kind of slacking right now. That's okay though. Going a little bit slow. Not going super fast, but we're not going super slow either. Dump some coal off in there. So we're pressing Z on top of the building to drop the resource. We're now building our first laboratory. I'm building my red science, but I actually never built a power line, which is kind of stupid. So we'll cancel all that. We'll build a red now. So one thing you might not want to do also is click the way I click there. You want them to kind of start coming out as they are ready, as opposed to building 500 at once. You took that. Z to drop the items in the building. Control left click to pull the items out of the building. Control right click to take the fuel out. So Z on top of the building. And the first thing we're going to attack is automation. Then we're going to attack turrets. Then we're going to attack underground belts. And then the military, I think, is a good first path here. Click inside the building, and then you can control left click, and it drops the item into the lab. This is going to be a kind of a somewhat tutorial series, so I will go over some of the hotkeys as they kind of come up. But if you are looking for a straight up tutorial series, I do have a 1.0 tutorial series on how to do pretty much everything from 0 to rocket launch to post rocket launch. We do have series on that, so feel free to check it out. It's not super slow because we did launch our rocket in under 8 hours as well, so that was kind of cool. It's actually a surprise. I didn't think I would do that. Wasn't really aiming to do that, but anytime you launch a rocket under 8 hours, I'd say is a success. I don't want to give it all the wood. So we're doing good on our fuel right now. I'm going to stop those, and we're going to build some more burner miner drills, and then we're going to start getting some electrics going too. I don't know why I did that. I panicked. I panicked, guys. I also don't want to do that. What's the spacing here? Hard to tell the spacing when you're building on a ore patch. So we're leaving enough space we can put a belt in there. Get some automation up and running now. Give me some inserters. I guess electric mining drills are a little too ambitious here right now. We don't need those guys yet. A little bit too ambitious. Let's go there. Turrets should be soon-ish. One of the first things we're going to start making is ammo. Do I want to build on the actual patch of ore? Not really, actually. A few things I don't really want to do, and that would be one of them. Grab those. Put some inserters down. Some bonus power lines. Our first step in automation right here. Obviously, the actual burners aren't automated, but even automation, I feel like, is a privilege in Factorio, and you need to, in a death world, kind of earn that privilege. And currently, as it stands, we have not earned that privilege. So what we're going to do is we're going to start automating it like that. And what I mean by it's not automated is I still have to fuel this by hand. This is not in any way, shape, or form a end game setup. But it is a setup. So our first thing we're automating is ammo. Because you don't want to lose your factory. Put that there. Those are going into there. Next, I'm going to automate gears into a chest. You need so many gears. Another thing that should have almost been automating already as I speak is science. I should have kind of already had a chest automated science setup. So not a true automated setup, but a kind of just a chest that's building the science into the lab. Because we have all the resources already. We just need to have a building it. So we're kind of wasting productivity by not having that happen. So we can just simply make this guy there. And he needs gears, which we have right here, actually. And we can grab that. Belts are probably next. Got 2 inserters here. One on the gears, and the other one is going to be a chest. And it's going to have the copper. And then we'll grab an inserter there, and we'll build an extra lab next to it as well. Easy. Grab that. Fuel those guys up. So again, it's not really automated. It's kind of automated, but not really automated. But it works. And that's the most important thing right now, is it works. Because you're going to notice in a death world that time is not on your side. So, anything you can do to get the biters or get to your base kind of established so you're not dying in the next 10 seconds is profit. Grab that, and now we'll build a couple turrets. We do have the ammo automated, so that's good there. These guys are still going. Everybody's happy there. Cole's doing what Cole does. This guy here will also put in a chest. Maybe actually make that our first drill like that. We can't make an underground yet. I'm gonna grab some more of those. It's actually a nice setup. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I've done a lot of Death Worlds, so I've done a lot of different setups like this. This might be one of my more favorite-ish ones right now. Just works pretty well. That's going to go there. You're happy with that. Second lab is not built yet. Put a backup inserter right there. Grab those gears because we need those. Belts is probably next here. Put that there and that like that. We're going to go there. And this is going to be belts. So we're copying by shift right click and shift left click to build the item like that. Copy pastes. And we got our belts automated. Almost. So close. Sometimes I can't tell if it's a ghost placement or not. Now we've got those going. Gonna grab some more fuel. None of our burners are working. Spam some Z on there. Z or Z? I'm gonna go with Z. I think that's a Canadian way. I'm not sure. Those go there. We do have a couple turrets here as well. I'm going to place the turrets with overlapping coverage. One thing you notice is the turrets just decimate your iron. So you don't want to make too many turrets, but at the same time, you do need to defend your base, so what's the point of building all this stuff if you can't defend it? What is the point? Put another one of those right there. I feel like my coal is not enough right now. Start upping our coal production here. Put that into there. We need these to keep going. You need to keep working. Can't stop, won't stop. Those are good. Dropping our items off. We have belts automated. We got these gears. The good thing about the gears, having them automated, is you just need so many of them. So having gears in a pocket item is never a mistake. Science is still sciencing on us. We're probably behind on science right now. That's okay, though. Need a few more iron belts or iron plates here. Gonna get the coal coming off this line here. Logistics is almost finished. We can put our underground right there. How are we doing on belts? Belts look okay. The more stuff we've automated, the better a factory is at the end of the day. Just try and get everything automated as quickly as possible. We could dump a fuel line in the back here, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to automate that. We have 2 coals. Build some more power lines. The biters have not shown up yet. That's great. There we go. We'll automate a few of these just because we're right next to it, so. It just means one less thing that will break on me. It's not a lot, but better than nothing. Goes there. I could almost make it run on the backside, but I feel that's so gross. I'm all for making gross setups, but that seems incredibly gross. Now we have our copper line here as well. So now our military is finished. Now we need to actually consider what we're going to do next. We'll do electronic circuits. So we can get fast inserters. We'll do green science. And I almost feel like it's always a rush for oil. So the faster you can push to oil, the safer your base is going to be. But ammo is always so good too, because it just makes your bullets a little bit more productive. But I feel it's a trap because it costs so much to make it, and it takes time. And time is very valuable in this playthrough. You don't have a lot of it, and you need things to work. So it's kind of a... I feel it's very catch-22, what you should and should not do for Death World. In this playthrough, we will just make it work, but I always wonder, is that the logical progression? Is that the way you really want to go? I'm going to do this. I really want it to be a chest here. Oh, there's just right there. What am I doing? Short-term memory loss. That goes there. That goes there. Now we'll grab our long arm inserter. So our red science will be actually automated here now. Gotta take some of these trees out of the way. Trees are friends, but they're also in the way. Get some more assemblers automating. Every single one we added there, it got a full 50 stack. So they should be happy for a while. Grab our long arm inserter. Red science. Look up more long arm inserters. We can flare our red science up. If we're going to do 100 science damage upgrades, it's going to take a while. So you're going to want a few red science assemblers. And we got this guy right there. Red science is going to go long. And you're going to go short. We have our lab setup right there. Still no problem with the lab setup like that. Can be expanded quite easily. We're going to build a few more labs. Check our ammo situation here. You guys are all going. That's great. We're going to hopefully get some automated resources here. Looking at the spread, I don't want to be grabbing both coal and something else, so I'll try and keep it as single resource as possible, but I don't actually have a lot of fuel here as I start looking at what I have and don't have. The coal deposit is pretty small. We're not going to be pulling a ton of power from this guy. Something to keep in mind with this setup here. Maybe we'll go underneath right here. Everybody's still going. Trying to pull the resources out as they are sitting in there, but it looks like nothing is backlogged, which is great. That can go there. Maybe build a few more turrets. Seems like we're holding on right now. Again, I'm handcrafting gears, so having the gears in your inventory is never a mistake, I feel like. This guy is going to need 2 inserters because it's too slow. Gears is always so slow. Gonna build a ton of furnaces here now. You know, furnaces act as your basic wall in Factorio. You might think walls act as your basic wall, but walls are actually quite expensive. Walls are smelted stone, and each stone you make with a wall costs 5 stone brick, and each furnace costs 5 stone. So if you make stone walls out of furnaces as your blockers, it is so much cheaper. It's something I consider as the #1 Death World defense setup is your first walls should be stone furnaces, not walls proper, just because it's so expensive. So get your first turrets, protect your turrets, put some furnaces around them. Furnaces are cheap, easy to build, and defend your base like that. That's step #1 in Factorio Death World. These guys do blink at you. You're gonna have to get over it. I know some Factorio purists will have a aneurysm looking at that, but it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do in a Death World. Life is hard in the Death World realm. And then we're going to grab that, and we'll merge them in like that. So now we have a double line there. Keep all the coal out of there. Place one more turret down. And then we'll start expanding our iron smelting. So we're building one more turret. Get these automated mining drills going. There's 2 benefits with the automated mining drill. #1 is they make less pollution. #2 is I don't have to babysit them as much. So it's kind of a win-win. But they are much more expensive, so not babysitting them is one of the biggest benefits of it. We still haven't got attacked yet, so that's good. Our factory is still very, very condensed in here, and that's okay as well. I might actually just plow through this section right here. Certain things we need to keep protected. And we have a coal line right behind us here. So we could run our furnace iron smelting pretty simple like that. It's a bit spread out, but can't win them all. Do one more underground. And then we can tie the iron line right back in here. And that goes like that. Easy. And then we'll top load it. And we'll grab our coal from right there. Look at that. And these guys are too slow. Didn't realize my science was producing very poorly. That's okay, though. Can't win them all. It is producing, though. It's defended and producing. That's the most important thing. So I was about to build gears spaced away from this building, but I can just do this, and I can just insert back onto this line here, and I can build 2 more reds. These trees are really in the way, but trees are also so good. It's such a double-edged sword where they're slowing me down because I got to chop them all down, but I do need them for power lines. But yeah, I don't know. It's a win-win-lose situation. Win-lose-lose situation. So much of my factory is turned off right now. Actually, not really. I'm just seeing all this flashing here and like, oh, I'm now having an aneurysm looking at that. It's okay. Those go there. Those go there. Those go there. Green chips are next for me. Automating the green chips. You go there. Red goes there. Build a bunch of those. This is all set up wrong. Needs the long arm inserters like that. I'm going to do something interesting here. I'm going to weave this line. I want these lines to... Actually, there's an easier way of doing this. What am I doing? What am I doing? How am I tricking myself like this? There's actually a splitter. So I want the copper on the inside and the iron on the other side. There's actually a really easy way of doing this. I don't know why I didn't do that. Again, with Factorio, there's 1,000 different ways of doing stuff. You do this. What we actually just did here is we swap sides. Oops, that's wrong. So put copper up and iron will go down. There you go. Build those two there. You're like, what is he doing? We're going to make green chips right there. Just in a nice straight line. Iron is not keeping up whatsoever. That's okay, though. Grab that to there. There you go. Iron now. Insert. That's okay. I was going to add a space in between, but we don't need to do that either. It begins. So one of the things you're going to notice is after your first attack, they never stop. So now that they've attacked me, it looks like we lost one little building there. The stone furnaces really did their job. They're never going to stop now. So now that we've had the first attack, this base will now be a pile of corpses. And that's okay. But just know that after your first attack in a Death World, now that the pollution has triggered them, they will never stop. So that's defended there. Got to build a couple more turrets here. Power is not holding on anymore. I really did this backwards, but that's okay. We just throw another steam generator on the back of that guy. And this again is green chips. Copper. Green chip, green chip. Those can't offload. So these all should be building now, as long as we fix our power problem. This is set up so horribly. It should be going right down on this backside here. Actually make it go right through here. I'm taking the liberty of using a lot of excess space here. This is actually a pretty big size factory for my normal Death World. Normally things are kind of actually all on top of each other, but you gotta do what you gotta do here. And we'll use long arm inserters to grab, and then we got red chips right here. Or red chips. Yes, we have red chips now. No, we got green chips. It'd be pretty amazing to have red chips in 40 minutes on a Death World. I think we'd impress even the best of them. Even the best Factorio players would be like, wow. This guy parties, man. So now we got green chips and gears, which is great because now we can build pretty much 90% of stuff automated needs green chips and gears and iron. Green chips, gears, and iron right here. So we can automate assemblers and we can automate inserters, which is a huge thing here. So you're right there. And you're right here. And assemblers, the same thing. Inserters will drop on a line above this here. So that's used for green science. Assemblers will put off to the side. We don't want more than 50 assemblers. That's a lot. Have we got attacked since? I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention. If I did, well, cool. We didn't die. I'm kind of building pretty far away from my main factory right now. I'm spreading myself out, which makes defending yourself a little bit difficult, but you gotta do what you gotta do here. Place that guy there. You can pull from that chest. And we'll give you a power line right there. Give me that beautiful power. And grab all this coal. Give me all that coal. Whole inventory of coal. Keep all these guys working. That's one other thing in Death World, is if you set up all these setups like this, you need to make sure they're always running. You can't have stuff sitting around doing nothing. That's a waste of your resources, and it's a waste of time. We have no protection in the bottom here, really. This one turret. We'll put a turret or two here. Actually, we probably put turrets right by the cliff here. This cliff is our defense. So if you build it, try not to lose it. It's okay to lose some stuff, but try not to. It's most beneficial if you keep your stuff alive. And that's why we build these basic stone furnace walls. These guys are building. Red science is super backed up, which is great. Weapon shooting speed is actually not the one I wanted. I want this one. Shooting speed is that was a mistake. That's okay though. Surround that. These guys are building. Our extra iron is ironing. Ironing, that's good. So now my inventory is building all these furnaces still on me. While that's happening, I'll just do this and get this guy to build some of those. Grab a couple inserters of that building, because we know it built some for us. Do I have any power lines? I sure do. Grab some belts. Just pull it across like that. We are fighting again. We do have medium biters now. I greatly dislike the setup here because I can't walk through it. I might actually just rip that out right now. Not being able to walk through it is super detrimental to me. Not being able to access parts of your base. Ammo is super good right now. No problem there. Keep on top of your ammo stash. Grab those green chips. These inserters are so incredibly slow. Do we have fast inserters yet? I'm going to actually swap to fast inserters, and we're going to go back to physical projectile damage. Can this defend up here? Not quite. We'll make some bullets right here as well. And these bullets are going to go directly into the gun. And we'll push this out a bit. something like that. Grab those. So fast inserters should be built in a minute here. Easy. And what do we need for green science? We need inserters and transport belts. So we're going to have all the inserters building right here. Something like that. So those guys go there. Give me these inserters. Give me one more lab. One more lab. Automating labs. Not something I would normally ever do. Didn't really automate them here, but it's a pretty big factory. Got a lot of stuff automated already. Fast inserters are going to be so good. You go there. Copper is just one of those things. Need so much copper always, so trying to automate your copper. We're going to keep the episodes around 50 minutes in this playthrough, so we'll stop right around now after our first couple attacks. Looks like we got everything kind of up and running. We got our blue chips, our blue inserters going, our fast inserters. Got green chips automated. Yeah, we're making some progress here, slowly but surely. It's not a fast process by any means. Our iron is not keeping up anymore. So we're going to dump this line into there. Iron is doing iron things. Our biters are attacking now. So now we look at our current kill tab. We're at 115, and we've lost 3 furnaces and 1 belt over our 45-minute period. So we'll stop there, and we'll be back with the next episode. So thanks for watching, and until next we meet.